Hi. I still have control of this couch.
Hello. Nate's still not back.
So we're just gonna record another one because why not? Nobody can stop us. So yeah, there's a Batman anime coming out, which is gonna be awesome. I think.
It's just called Batman Ninja.
I mean, that's a compelling title,
Right. Sold.
Yeah, like I'm in. So screw it, let's just watch it.
So yeah, we're gonna watch the trailer.
Yeah, I'm in.
I saw a request for this a while back, and
I think I've seen it pop up some in.
I was
the
gone.
stream
I was
chat.
gone for a little bit, but I remember seeing this as like a trending or something at some point.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. You
it
were
was like a samurai Batman. So I was like, oh well.
you had to
Well,
take,
hello.
you had to take your vigilantism on the road to go and fight one of your greatest enemies, the Florida Man.
Florida man.
Florida Man.
Florida man.
Terrifying. For those of you who live in Florida, I'm a little sorry, but not much, because you know I'm right. So okay, Batman Ninja anime trailer
Batman
2018. This is from IGN, and we're gonna go. So I'm excited. Let's do this. Oh. All right.
Yikes.
Wait.
Oh no. We've been found out. Do you want to pause it so he can get in on this?
Yeah. Nate's back. So we're just gonna.
You haven't really missed anything.
Get in here.
I've seen this.
Get in here.
Seen this advertised. Let me get my jacket off. Hold on.
Nate came back.
I'm back.
Yep.
We're grounded now. He found what we were doing.
We tried.
What? Oh, come on.
We've been acting like we broke into your place and just took over.
Oh.
Not really.
Look, just don't look too close at your pillow. All right.
start
That's all
saying.
we're gonna say.
At what?
At your pillow.
If you find a bunch of peanuts in your pillowcase, that was absolutely not us.
Oh, we didn't do it. It was Lucy.
It was
Lucy was
the IRS.
Okay.
Lucy was stashing food for the winter.
Okay. All right. Whatever you say.
We're in the clear.
We are. He suspects nothing.
All right. So Batman Ninja.
I can hear you.
No, you can't.
No, you can't. That's not...
Oh, see, Chico. Just
Hey,
like, how dare
hey.
you? How dare you?
It's like, call me the Shadow Man, bitch.
Hi. You want to go over here? Why don't you sit over
I
here?
swear it really is though, because when Ben moves his arm over there, nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the shadows because the change in light, he thinks something's coming at him. And since he knows it's a person, he's like, no, I don't like this.
I shall best you in the Ring of Honor.
So,
So,
what'd y'all watch while I was gone?
you'll see.
Okay.
And go. That's such a cool opening.
Yeah.
So apparently they're coming out with their own streaming
They're
Con-
on what? Yeah, oh, yeah.
service.
Yeah, that's what I
content.
hear.
何もないと思っていた。
That is creepy.
Okay. All right, that's awesome.
Jeez Louise.
Oh, Afro Samurai. Yeah, I can see the style. Yeah. Yeah. All
Killer,
right.
Killing Gurren Lagann, yeah.
Yep.
Of course.
Batmech. Uh-huh. I was getting hints of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Hey, Nightwing. Robin.
Yes.
Oh,
Opening animation for JoJo's. Yeah, I was getting that too.
Harley.
Two-Face, Gorilla Grodd. Oh, man. Okay, that's awesome.
That looks pretty freaking cool.
Oh, hey.
Clayface?
I assume
Yeah.
Clayface. I have to say that I think Deathstroke probably is the coolest looking character in that, at least for me.
All right,
Jesus.
we're gonna go back.
I mean, they had everybody. They had, I mean, Poison Ivy was in there, Catwoman was in there, Nightwing.
Yeah, so let's just
You want to do it from the very beginning with a little bit of a
so
hit mute so it's not the sound's not like
yeah. So
right.
Yeah. That keeps happening. Hold on. Let's
Top creators of Japan.
yeah. Okay. That's awesome.
So
That is.
obviously there's some sort of like time manipulation because we see a lot of modern technology.
Modern technology, but very like feudal Japanese design.
Yeah, It's I am seeing it also steam. It's like a not steampunk, but more of a
Because
more of a
it looks like he like has like a modern bat suit on underneath
Underneath
that.
the armor.
Because
Yeah.
like part of the helmet gets broken off and he has his standard cowl. The ear's a little shorter.
Okay, yeah.
It's like some
that's
sort of weird
Deathstroke.
alternate dimension thing going on. or
There's
something.
Robin. That's is that Batgirl and
that's Batgirl and Harley Quinn.
Oh, okay, I thought that was Catwoman.
No, it is Catwoman.
Oh, it is Catwoman. You're right.
Yeah, it's
The
not
claws and the
'Cause
paws.
the bell.
paws.
The bell. Is
Yeah, and the
thing.
bell, and also the paws on the knee pads and the
Yep.
claws.
And of course, definitely Harley Quinn.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Gorilla
Gorilla
Grodd.
Which looks
Also
that's
go
awesome.
go back. There's an in between shot between this. Like you can actually like go slow. You can go slow mo.
Yeah.
Oh.
so-
Yeah, there's Two-Face.
Two-Face. Hello.
Two-Face.
You can actually go slow mo on.
I'm not gonna
Because
lie.
there's a lot of
Like the styling here is huge.
Mhm.
So like Two-Face as like the Japanese shogun. I love that idea.
me too.
The Joker in like kabuki style. That's so good.
It's kind of weird how much this makes sense.
Right? And then Gorilla Grodd just holy crap.
So maybe it is just a style choice because it looks like there are a few scenes where it looks like it's in modern day or something.
Yeah,
Well,
there's
Afro Samurai had that same feel too.
Okay.
as
Yeah.
well.
all right. So
Because they had RPGs and helicopters
Yep.
and stuff like that. This, I think they're going to have the same thing. It's just more feudal
yeah, so
Japan, like especially
Right.
like samurai outfits.
okay,
Like
so
traditional samurai outfits.
yeah, so right here,
Yeah,
which
so he's
I
got-
think they can see the mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's got the traditional cowl on under, and the bat suit is just plated. It looks like.
Maybe that's like a secondary thing he puts on whenever he
Or-
knows he's
or-
going into heavy battle.
Or like, yeah, just drop the armor for maximum mobility.
yeah, it's kind of like the Jaeger and the Panzer in Zoids,
Yeah.
or not not Schneider, Panzer. It was Jaeger and Panzer. Jaeger was
Yeah.
speed. Panzer was
Was
armor,
power,
heavy
yeah.
armor.
But yeah, it does look like it's more of a stylistic choice.
And also the Joker's outfit right here, the tattered,
Dude.
the tattered over top clothing blowing in the wind to complement his hair because of the purple and green.
Yeah.
Really, really cool design choices. I'm loving this.
And like the Joker being very lightly armored makes sense.
because he'd value speed and
Yeah.
mobility over power.
Yeah, and I mean, he's not an overt show of force kind of guy.
No.
It's just like, also like the little detailing on his coat where there's like the red and then the little checks of white, like his teeth.
You see, this right here.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I'm liking. Okay, this project. Period. I mean, Batman Ninja.
Yeah.
This could be a success. Okay, the waters for the longest time between the East and the West in terms of animation studios and, publishers working together has been spotty. And hopefully here we are getting a glimpse at a future where collaboration is much more it's been cooling originally, because of,
Oh, I'm sorry I did that.
originally because of studios not understanding each other and cultural differences and everything. Now I think that they're understanding cultural differences more and more, and communication is a lot more possible. Like for me, the first one that sticks out in my mind was when Miramax and Disney worked out a deal with Studio Ghibli to not only redub all their films, but also release them here in the United States theatrically and on DVD and VHS.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the big figureheads with that was John Lasseter, because at the time Miramax was owned by Disney, and since they couldn't put out that type of animation under the Disney name because some of the stuff they were putting out was pretty violent. Case in point, Princess Mononoke. Princess Mononoke has got some pretty hard gore moments in it, and hopefully with this we're going to see more and more collaborations, and with publishing houses like DC. Like imagine a feudal Japan's, I don't know if they'll go with the same style, but imagine Marvel for the longest time actually done it, because they did an X-Men anime and a Wolverine anime.
Yeah.
And an Iron Man anime as well.
Yeah.
So this is DC, so I'm not sure. This is the first big one that comes to mind for me, where DC's actually expanding big into the Japanese market, because Batman's huge worldwide.
Oh yeah.
And go anywhere and show that symbol, people. I guarantee
People
you,
know who Batman is.
Yeah, I mean, from actually the guy that did the movie Batman and Bill, the Bill Finger Batman documentary, he said, "I have done this talk, and no matter where I go, from Canada to South Africa, from Japan to China to anywhere in the world, every time I show this symbol, there's at least one person in the room that knows this symbol. Batman. Heck, in the civilized world, the majority of people know this symbol. It is a symbol of Batman."
Okay. I have trivia, and Nate, you're going to lose it. You're going to lose your mind.
Go for it.
Well, first off, so here's the more controlled Joker kabuki look.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That is excellent. That design, so good.
Also, he's got the fan.
Yeah, that's
The fan is a, and then that, of course, they think that's Clayface.
It is. It's Clayface.
Yeah, I would imagine it'd have to be.
So, all right. So here's the deal. I did just like a quick search. So this is our Batman transported to feudal Japan.
Okay.
But there are, like, all the other characters are from that universe.
Oh.
But it's our Batman. So
our
you've
Bruce
got
Wayne.
Nightwing, Red Hood, Red Robin, Alfred Pennyworth, and Catwoman are the allies versus Joker, Harley Quinn, Penguin, Poison Ivy, Two-Face, Clayface, Deathstroke, and Gorilla Grodd.
Oh man!
And
it's like their own miniature Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
Minus Lex Luthor.
So I was listening to the voice acting on Batman, and I'm like, that voice sounds familiar. It wasn't who I thought it was. I thought it was the voice of Jotaro from Stardust Crusaders. It's not. But who it is the Japanese voice of one, Spike Spiegel. Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That's very cool.
And he is also the current voice of Zenigata.
Huh.
Yup.
Damn.
Uh-huh.
Pops Zenigata. Unbelievable.
He is also known for voicing over, in Japanese, Jim Carrey and Eddie Murphy. Thought that was interesting.
Okay.
He also voiced Beerus in
Nice.
Dragon Ball Super.
Nice.
So, I mean, that's
That's
pretty interesting.
I
I thought. I was just like,
I'm wondering who they're. Okay, I know who everyone's going to say. I wonder who they're going to get to play Batman in this. I know everyone will want Kevin Conroy. I know this.
I mean, I want Kevin Conroy.
Of course, I want Kevin Conroy.
I feel like they're just going to release it with subtitles.
No.
I'm
First.
fine with that.
No, if they release it in subtitles, I'll go watch it gladly. But given the history of putting stuff here in the United States, studios often want to do a dub.
Mm-hmm.
And now that you have great houses like Funimation and Team 4-Star that actually take the dubbing seriously, instead of like all the other studios before, it was just like, oh, just change it up to where it sounds more American. It's like, no, you have to keep it within the feel of the original story.
Why is the voice you go to always Vince McMahon?
Because imagine Vince McMahon as the head of an anime dub house. What would that be like?
No thanks.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you.
Just put
So-
some words on there as long as it's English.
Yeah, as long as it's English, people won't give a shit.
We gotta make the protagonist look strong.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Um,
Boys will like it because it's anime and all this, and that's what kids like nowadays, right? Anime. All right, and of course we got to have an advert for the new XFL. By the way, that's coming back.
Yeah, I can't believe that's coming back.
That's coming back. Why is that coming back?
So I'm looking up who's doing the voice for the Joker because they've got the laugh down.
Oh yeah.
They've got the laugh down, and that's a big thing. I'm trying to come up with like big roles that they did. Oh, this guy was Hammerhead in One Punch Man.
Nice.
Well,
he sounds very familiar. He sounds like kind of like Caesar from One Piece.
He was not Caesar in One Piece.
Any characters in One Piece that he played?
Nope.
Damn. Considering how big the cast of One Piece is, that's actually kind of crazy.
Let's see. He does voiceover work. He's done voiceover work for Jack Black, Cuba Gooding Jr., and Sean William Scott. Interestingly enough.
Interesting.
But he is the current voice in Japanese releases of Street Fighter as Zangief.
Oh no, I know this guy. He voiced Obito. Obito Uchiha from Naruto. And
Okay, I forgot that you've seen Naruto. I forgot about that.
And also he was in Okuyasa Nijimura
in
Diamond
Diamond is Unbreakable, yeah.
And let's see what other ones. So he was in a few Gundam series as well.
Yep.
Bit parts early on. Let's see anything more recent. Oh, he was in Drifters. He was a Sundance Kid. That's cool. Also, let's see here. One Punch Man, Hammerhead. Yeah, you already said that. Bayonetta Bloody Fate. He played Enzo.
Oh. All right. Okay.
Carly.
Enzo is he's kind of that the mobster type, but sort of in like a Danny DeVito type mold.
Okay. Oh, he played Shaka? He played Shaka in Black Lagoon. Damn.
I don't know who that is.
Well, no. You watch Black Lagoon, you'll get it.
So I'm gonna look up Harley Quinn and Catwoman now and see.
Doraemon. Bleach. He was Shiba in Bleach. Cool.
Filmography. Let's see.
I do have to say, this looks like everything I care about.
Yeah,
No, he was.
This looks.
He was Bellamy? He was Bellamy in One Piece.
Oh,
shit!
I missed that.
That's awesome.
Sorry.
Fucking love Bellamy.
And it's my understanding that DC is going to do their own streaming service. And I have to say, I'm kind of excited about it because, I mean, people think we hate on DC a lot, but honestly, if there's one thing DC does well is animated stuff.
That's
well, actually,
true.
I take that back. I hate Bellamy, but Bellamy's
a very
cool
interesting character. Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm really excited for this. This looks awesome. Also,
Oh yeah.
this has got to be like a Clayface mech.
Right,
Either
there's something-
that or he's gone into a house and has like taken over.
It kind of looks
Well,
like
see,
all
look,
the
he
all
has
the
taken
tile,
over the house.
Oh, I see.
So
He
it's like-
has.
all the tile and stuff are just stuck to him like armor, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, that and that. Oh gosh, that
Yeah.
boss fight's gonna be. Imagine him like Batman getting like on the bat cycle right there, and having like spikes come out of the tire, and him like driving up,
Dude.
Clayface and dropping mines as he goes along, and then blows up Clayface.
There was a mech here somewhere. All right.
Because
That's Penguin.
early
That's
on, it
Penguin.
looked
That's
like
Nightwing.
there was like something like set in modern day.
That's Red Hood.
Yeah, I see now.
Oh, okay.
I
I'm with
like
you now.
that.
That's a good Red Hood design.
I forget what kind of mask that is. Is that called a? Oh gosh.
Oh, I can't remember.
It's kind of like they have like rice straw hats. That's a little different than ones I've seen.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
There's
'cause
the mech. There's the mech.
Right.
There's the mech.
Okay,
Oh,
so
baby.
Batmech.
See, I don't feel like that's. I feel like that's modern day.
It might be, yeah.
Oh, look at the surroundings. I'd
Okay,
say it
so
might be.
let's just hit play here because we've got Batmobile, which
Batmech.
that Batmobile design was.
I think
awesome.
that Batmobile changed into that mech.
Could be because it looked like it had like
Look.
little wheels on the back
Yeah,
of it or something.
but also
that's terrifying.
that's a very like JoJo's type face, like posing. I
Jeez.
think.
oh,
Like,
he has
I'm
like
getting.
Salvador Dali mustache.
Strike
Yeah,
the pose.
I
Oh,
love
yeah.
that. I love the little mustache.
Yeah, the dolly.
edition.
Yeah.
Also,
Also, there's
Alfred!
everybody. Alfred
Yay.
up front.
but yeah, no, I'm in. This is great.
Jeez, man, it's gonna be
So,
amazing. Also, yet again, another Batman story, finally properly credited to Bob Kane and Bill Finger.
Yay!
Thank God. Thank God.
Oh yeah, he's got the two fans.
That's gonna
Kabuki
be
makes
awesome.
perfect sense. Why didn't I think of that before?
Kabuki
That's
Joker.
so good.
Well, imagine a Kabuki actor, like, because okay, in Japan they really don't have like here in the U.S. There's clowns, like clowns and all that. In Japan they really don't have that in terms of like culturally born from Japan. There's not like clowns. There's of course there's like comedy stuff and everything. Like buffoons, like the drunk buffoon or
But it's like
Yeah.
it's like a theater character archetype.
yeah. Whereas here the Kabuki outfit fits perfectly because that's how the Joker would get away with that. Pale white face, red. The red.
Which I mean, white and red face paint is pretty traditional in a lot of theater performances.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Oh yeah, and I think that I can't believe that I didn't make that connection either. It's just like that would work. That works so well over there. It works so well with this, with him being Japanese animation, of course.
I'm just
The
like
best.
I started looking through
The
the comments.
best.
As much of a mistake as that tends to be, even anime Joker looks way better than Jared Leto's Joker.
Not hard.
Not hard.
hard at all.
Not hard to do. Let's see. Oh, like is that a JoJo's reference? Yes.
Of course it is.
Give the guy who voiced Joker an Oscar already. That was legit the best Joker laugh after Hamill.
Even
It was a
better.
really good Joker laugh.
Okay, better than Baker's. I'd probably have to agree because Troy Baker has a good Joker laugh, but to me, it always feels like a little too deep for the Joker laugh, especially starting out. Because in the start, he's like, whereas the Joker's laugh always never really had a depth to it. It was always that thin line right above the baritone level.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, especially like Mark Hamill's Joker.
Oh yeah.
Mark Hamill's Joker had that starting out, like every now and again he'd go low with it, but it would rise up really fast. Like when he did an inhale, it would go much higher. And then Troy Baker's though, it's a gradual build. It's a more gradual build. I appreciate it and I like it, but my two loves combined together. Getting PTSD from Berserk.
Yeah, no, yeah. Mm-hmm,
Okay,
yep, mm-hmm.
okay. First off, here's the thing about Berserk. Here's the thing about Berserk. The DVD, or not the DVD, but the home video Blu-ray release, much better animation because they actually went back and a lot of the like wonky looking CG characters they redid with like more traditional animation. You know, they instead of having like pure CG build from the ground up and having the characters with the dead eyes just like go.
Yep.
Yeah. Instead they actually like have like full emotes, like their eyes like open and close properly. Instead of having that like sharp movements and like dead eyes and dead faces, it's just like, oh, come on. Berserk deserves better than this.
So here's the thing that I'm wondering about. Somebody was mentioning like, there's no way the Joker knows how to use a sword like that.
It's like a different universe. I mean,
I want to see what the Joker's sword fighting style is going to be like.
Well, if he's as efficient with a sword in this universe as he is with knives in this one.
That's true. He's real good with knives.
Yeah, and knives weren't, and also, swords are a lot more common even in modern day Japan versus America at any time. Swords have never really been in America's, outside of cavalry, but even then they weren't used as much.
they had limited use in the Civil War.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's really I can't think of any that had any during the American Revolutionary War, which every war from then and there.
They had more use in the Revolutionary War. There was a short sword in America that was used for a long time, almost like an entrenching tool. It had a very short, wide blade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I know there's also bayonets nowadays too, but that's more of a dagger thing than anything. Like I've actually seen like pictures of like men whenever their guns stopped working. Or they lost it, they still had the bayonet. Like they would get like sticks and like jam in there and like wrap it around with rope and use it as a knife.
There's actually a guy that took a longbow, and he's like a British soldier in World War II. Had the like only confirmed kill with like a longbow. Pretty amazing.
I remember reading about that.
That's
now
interesting.
That dude was bananas.
So,
yeah.
So in terms of the Joker's,
Wasn't there a Scottish guy running around with a claymore?
Probably. That sounds very Scottish.
I think that's a thing that happened.
Yeah.
I'm looking that up right now.
So for me here, the Joker being able to use a sword, I think his sword style is going to be, I'm not going to say like Mugen from Samurai Champloo. Have either of you seen Samurai Champloo?
I've seen some of it.
Okay, well, Mugen's sword style is very wild. It's very wild and very all over the place. Yeah, he's got the basics down, so he knows how to guard and everything. But he has multiple ways of guarding. Like the bottom of his shoes, actually have steel plates in them, so that he can actually block attacks with his feet. And his movements are so erratic that he's unpredictable.
Yeah, I'm expecting a very erratic sword fighting style.
Well, I mean, in this universe, it makes sense that the Joker would have sword training. And also the fact, I mean, it's like what he said. He's like, you can't kill. I'm free to do whatever I want. So he's probably not worried about Batman actually maiming him too badly. So he probably would do some pretty wild stuff.
So it turns out,
If I were Batman, I'd cut all of his tendons so he couldn't move.
I mean, that is one option.
so
Just like in friggin' Tony Jaa's The Protector with the that was such a stupid scene, but the elephant bones that broke, and like he picked up the elephant bones, just like that one guy comes up to him and he just goes like cuts all the tendons,
and just
that
like
guy's front, and the guy's just standing there quivering mist, and he just falls back unable to move. I was just like, that's both stupid and awesome at the same time. The beginning of that fight scene was awesome. Nathan Jones, him running full tilt sprint, Nathan Jones jumping up and doing the double knee to Nathan Jones's face.
Yep.
It's like, yeah. And then here comes the elephant out of nowhere. It's just like, what? But it's Thai culture. I mean, I ain't gonna complain. And plus, we got a kick-ass fight scene out of it.
So there was a guy named Jack Churchill who
Yeah, that was his.
He
Any relation to Winston?
No. But
Winston's probably too afraid to be related to him.
He ran around with a longbow, bagpipes, and a basket-hilted Scottish broadsword.
The bagpipes. I forgot about the bagpipes.
Could you imagine seeing that? All of a sudden on the field, you just hear
Well, apparently he would play while he had the sword.
Yes,
if I recall correctly. So he just go running at dudes just swinging.
Actually, the bag can actually hold air. It's airtight until you hit the release valve.
Yeah.
Unless something punctures the bag. So he probably blew it up before going into battle, pulled out the sword, and would play on the pipes, play on the one pipe one-handed. And could you imagine hearing a Scottish brogue running across and just him swinging the sword over his head? How scared would you be?
Terrifying.
How badass was that man?
In 1944.
Oh shit.
He had he was with a particular group. A mortar shell landed near them and killed or wounded everyone but Churchill, who was playing Will You No Come Back Again on his pipes as the Germans advanced.
Damn.
He was knocked unconscious and captured.
Wow.
Then the Germans, later on, the Germans fled from the camp because they were just we're outnumbered, we're going to go, we'll just leave prisoners here. Then he went to the Pacific Front. By the time he arrived in India, the bombings in Japan had already happened and the war was over. His statement on it was, if it wasn't for those damn Yanks, we could have kept the war going another 10 years.
If it wasn't for those damn Yanks, we could have kept the war going for 10 more years.
That dude was a crazy person.
That dude was a crazy person.
I could actually hear an angry Scotsman saying that.
Yes.
I wonder if he's related to Azzy.
Bloody years.
For 10 bloody years, I could have kept the war going. I'd have cut those little bastards down to size.
In Norway, on the 27th of December, 1941, he left a landing craft playing March of the Cameron Men on his bagpipes before throwing a grenade and charging into battle.
Damn.
He was also at Dunkirk, apparently.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm floored.
I feel like this guy was
a badass.
He wasn't actually enlisted anywhere. He would just
He'd
somehow stow away to these crazy places just to wreak havoc.
Just to fight.
Let's see.
Where's this guy's autobiography? I want this autobiography now.
In May 1940, Churchill gave the signal to attack by cutting down the enemy staff sergeant with a barbed arrow, becoming the only British soldier known to have felled an enemy with a longbow in the war. According to his son Malcolm, quote, he and his section were in a tower, and as the Germans approached, he said, I will shoot that first German with an arrow, and that's exactly what he did.
Damn.
That's crazy.
This is a crazy man.
Could you imagine being that one guy? It's how did he die? Well, we found an arrow in him.
Well,
we're not really sure what that's about.
Going back to the Kupferführer later on, after talking, it's like, so how did he die? Well, here's the thing. we found him dead in the middle of the street. There was an arrow in his chest for some reason. We don't know where it came from.
This man lived until 1996.
Son of a
You've got to be
what a
kidding
tough
me.
Bastard.
He was 89 years old.
What
when
a
he
tough
died.
bastard. God.
I'd like to point out he was in his late 30s when he went to war.
I wish I could have met this man.
I want this movie.
I want that movie too.
That's the movie that Christopher Nolan needs to make.
Yes. It needs to be a dramedy comedy, of course. A dramedy, because honestly, it's about war and everything.
Oh, you can't make this serious. You can't do it.
You can't write this shit. You can't. It's impossible.
John Malcolm Thorpe Fleming Churchill,
Thorpe Fleming Churchill,
also known as Fighting Jack Churchill or
Mad Jack Churchill. God, I love this. I love this world.
I can't understand why he got that nickname.
To bring it back around, I kind of now want a Braveheart setting Batman movie And the Joker's running around with bagpipes just being crazy because that seems like his jam.
I want
Right.
this so
Like-
bad.
I can see it. I can see it I can see it in my
That's
mental view.
amazing.
I can see it in
Right?
my mental view. Could you imagine like Scottish Batman like up on top of like Gahul or something? He's like I strike terror into the
Armored kilt. Armored kilt.
armored kill. He's like I strike fear into the hearts of those who do the wicked.
Although-
Hear me down there, and all of a sudden you hear, "Shut the hell up, Joker! I'm trying to do my speech down here." Yeah, stupid up there, Batman.
No,
That would
no.
be amazing.
No, but instead of
Oh,
I got it. I didn't drop it.
You're good.
Instead of the Joker, it's just the Scotsman from Samurai Jack. Just like that sort of like string of foul language just comes out of the Joker. Is that not
it's
fantastic?
like, "Oi, Batman, what are you doing up there? You look stupid. What the fuck did you do to your kilt? What did you do? You made a right mess of it, you daft bastard, you. What's up with you about this? Oi, is that Claymore on your back? Don't look like no Claymore. Looks like a fucking toothpick, you swine bastard."
That, I think,
DC, get on this.
honestly,
Yes, get on this.
we're gonna send this
give
to
you
somebody.
This one for
we're
free.
gonna send this to somebody important and make that happen.
Oh yes, I want this. I want this really bad.
We give this to you freely. Just make it happen. That's all we ask. Please.
Like seriously,
want this.
I would love for like them to like go around to different places and it's like, okay, like this culture here, like just
Give it a Batman.
give us a version of Batman.
Give us a Batman.
Except for Filipino Batman, I've already seen that.
Is this going to turn out like Italian Spider-Man?
Kind of. Or Turkish Rambo.
Good night,
Rambo.
everybody.
Good night.